Nigerian or by extension Africans should be supporting Argentina because of what it did during slave trade. So people can actually know if it is right or wrong, because some people don't generally know if it is okay to actually support a country that has a history of transatlantic slave trade. Now, I'm not going to come here and gaslight you and make you feel like, oh, it didn't happen. No. When you look at the Argentine history, and even by extension, Portuguese, American, all of that, even Africa itself, we've had history that had a lot to play with transatlantic slave trade and other issues, betrayals, unaliving of our own people, greed and all of that. Everyone has a role to play. So I'm not going to gaslight you. Argentina history has something to do with transatlantic slave trade. I'm not going to remove that from their history. Let us look at this issue with a kaleidoscopic vision. Let us look at it from every angle so we understand what we're asking people to do and see if it justifies the movement of nobody should be supporting Argentina, because some people actually believe we shouldn't. Firstly, I'm not of the opinion that we should start attributing historical guilt to personal guilt. Lionel Messi did not participate in the transatlantic slave trade. Enzo Fernandez did not. Scaloni did not, Medina did not, Cristiano Ronaldo did not, Bernardo Silva did not, João Felix did not, Bruno Fernandes did not. So I'm not of the opinion, I don't think it follows logic. And I'll break it down properly for you guys to understand. But nonetheless, I don't think we should actually just ascribe historical guilt to personal guilt, because if you do that, we have to extend it, because truth is coherent. You can't stop at Argentina or Portugal or America or London or Britain. You have to elongate it towards other sphere of life. So are you going to say, if you're going to judge like that, then let us also see how people are going to judge we Africans. It's not like we Africans were all pure. Are you going to say that you're going to judge me also by the historical guilt of what my ancestors have done, by what some of the evil that they perpetrated? Or you just think that everybody was all clean? No, I don't think it follows logic. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. But that's not really a strong argument to make people say, oh, do not support Argentina or Portugal. To arrive at truth, your truth must be consistent. You cannot apply it in one sector and say, oh, you don't want to apply the same metric here. It has to be coherent. You have to put it empirically. And that's why I'm going to give us some examples why I strongly believe we should not operate that way. Now, are you going to say nobody should drive a G-Wagon just because of World War II? Do you know what Adolf Hitler did to Africans? Do you know what he was even planning for us? You can't say nobody should buy a Benz because of World War II, because of what happened, what Germany did. You can't say nobody should buy a G-Wagon because of what Adolf Hitler did, because of what Germany did. Are you saying nobody should watch Hollywood movie because of what America also did in the past? Are you saying that people should not wear British brands just because Britain too also had something to do with historical slavery? Are you saying that Africans should also reject Christianity completely just because the colonial masters misused and abused Christianity? Are you going to say we should not use smartphones like iPhone just because the mineral resources that they are using to arrive at a functional iPhone 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max is gotten under serious underpaid or wicked labor? Are you going to say because they've treated some Africans or some people unfairly, that's why we should not use good phones? Because you have to extend your truth to every sphere. You can't stop at one. Now, if everyone discussing as a believer, I strongly believe that our scripture is our ultimate manual to guide us in life, which is why I'm always of the opinion that I've never been raised in a family where we even use ethnicity or history to judge people. It is so weird. Like, I come from a background that's very weird. I've dated at least, I think, 2 Igbo girls in my life, and the last questions my parents ask when they find out is, they don't even ask what tribe. They don't care. Like, it's not something like that moves them. We just believe that humans are humans. Evil is common to human beings. It has nothing to do with tribe. It's not a tribalistic thing. It's not tribe. Evil is not gender or tribe based. It's just human beings. I've done despicable things to a woman before. I have hurt a lady before. I'm a Yoruba boy. An Igbo girl has hurt me before. I've seen an Hausa boy treat an Igbo girl unfairly. Just this kaleidoscope of issues. So by extension to it, we cannot just judge people by ethnicity and say, oh, just because they are from Argentina, they're going to be like this. It doesn't work that way. If you're going to say it that way, then at the same time, you must also use that modus operandi for the same sector of Igbo tribe, Hausa, Yoruba, Fulani, because whether you like it or not, as bad as the whole Fulani issue is in Nigeria is, there are still good Fulani people. There are still good Hausa people. There are still good Igbo people. There are still good Hausa people. Now that's small thinking. Let me tell you good thinking. There are still people who choose to do good. I don't like to prescribe or ascribe people to a tribe and say, oh, Igbo people are like this. I feel that's one of the reasons why we are so backward in this place. An American is an American. You will never hear an American tell you that, oh, I'm a Los Angeles. No, American is an American, and that's a fact. Enjoy your day. So I just feel like I'm a Nigerian. I'm not a Yoruba boy. I'm Nigerian. I'm not a Yoruba boy. You're not an Hausa girl. You're not an Igbo girl. You are Nigerian. It's what it is. The whole idea of you segregating yourself into different tribe, even in the speech, in the conversation and introduction of yourself, is the reason for the retrogression of this country. Go and check all the countries moving forward right now. None of them behave the way we behave. They don't behave as to ascribing your definition of introduction to yourself publicly as the tribe you're from. All those tribe things is what makes us retrogressive, and we like to now extend that same backward mentality towards this topic, and that's what is causing this thing of, oh, since we also think that when a sin is committed by someone that belongs to a tribe, because we've already been greeting ourselves through the introduction of that nature, we now ascribe it to a community rather than pinpointing it to a man or a woman. Forgiveness does not mean you excuse evil. If you offend me, I can forgive you and still tell you to leave my house. Forgiveness does not establish a relationship. Forgiveness does not remove justice. Forgiveness does not equate permission. The fact that I forgive you does not mean I'll permit you to still be in my life. The fact that I've forgiven you does not mean I'll allow you close to me again. So yes, I have forgiven you because I am refusing to allow evil or hatred to perpetuate itself in my own life. Because unknowingly, when you hate someone, you are giving them unnecessarily power over you, like hold over your mind. Just let go of their neck, but I'm going to put my guard up. I'm not going to let you near me again. If I see you in my four shores, if you near this side again, you will get and clear. But I've forgiven you though. Forgiving just means I'm letting go of your truth. But I'm not excusing what you did. I still demand justice. So you can demand justice and still expect justice, but yet you have forgiven someone. So I think we need to introduce forgiveness, letting go of their truth mentally, and then you begin to see the world in a better way. So I have done that a long time ago because I am well read on the history of, I read slavery, history of slavery to the point where I stumbled across Leopoldo. I found out that Leopoldo was even 5 times worse than Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, Leopoldo was worse. But the reason why we don't hear about Leopoldo is because he did it to the he did it to the blacks. So they don't really push that one forward. It's not a history that makes mainstream. But what this guy did to blacks, to Congo, oh my God, Congo suffered in that of Leopoldo. And the Adolf Hitler is more popular because he did it to the whites. So their history is more spoken of. But I suggest you do your own history to know about Leopoldo. Leopoldo unalived millions more than Adolf Hitler. National identity is not individual identity. The fact that I am from Nigeria does not mean my personhood behaves in a way that people have stigmatized Nigerians to behave. I will not unalive anybody because of money. I'll never do it. Just because some Nigerians do it does not mean it is my personal identity. I'm a believer in Christ. I cannot unalive someone for money. It can't happen. I'm not despolishele. So you cannot be careful not to ascribe individual identity and mistake it for national identity. They are not the same thing. Supporting a football team usually just means the players. You love the players, you love the coach, you love the history of the making of the team, you love the tactics, you love the style, the emotion, the synergy that comes with it. That's the love for the team. It doesn't mean I love their history. Because if you are going by that notion also, are you saying that everybody that supports Nigerian Super Eagles, for example, when we're in Morocco, we had a match with, I think, Algeria. Was it Algeria or one of them? Yeah. And then, yeah, it was Algeria. And the Moroccans were supporting us. Are you saying that just because the Moroccans are supporting us, it means that they are supporting the government system of Nigeria? We support Super Eagles. We went to Morocco to go and support Super Eagles. Does it mean that because we support Super Eagles that we are supporting or we are endorsing the governmental system of Nigeria? Does it mean we are endorsing the injustice going on in Nigeria? Does it mean we are endorsing the mismanagement of funds by our leaders? No. We need to think objectively that you cannot ascribe personal identity to national identity. It's not the same thing. Anyone who supports a national team or a club does not necessarily mean they are supporting the scandal of the history of that club or country. It simply means I am pinpointing down a synergy between me and an emotional based structure that has to do with club, the history of the club, the players, the tactics, the coach. That's where the bond is. The bond is between the individual identity. Now, the national history is a different subject entirely, because if you are going to hold them accountable for their national history, at the same time you shouldn't support Super Eagles also, because by the same metric, historically as a Nigerian, our own leaders too in the past have been unfair. We've not had a good record of good leaders. So you cannot use that, oh, just because we've not had good leaders, people have unjustly been unalived, mismanagement of funds, so many children gone, so many houses destroyed, so many unfair kidnapping and all that. And I say, oh, this government, since the government is treating them bad, we have bad governance, and we support Super Eagles. You can't do that. And we must be careful to whatever is good for the goose is good for the gander. There is a flaw in the mind of a man that makes us unknowingly to extend a sin of one man as collective to his history, his family, or his immediate environment. And that thing is a byproduct of love of self. There is a way you love yourself that it extends to only your family and your tribe and your own people. And that's why when certain leaders come in power, the first place they want to fix is their hometown. It's their family, it's their own kids, their children, their friends. Now, when you behave that way, it may seem like, he's taking care of his family, it's nothing bad, don't worry. Life is choice and consequence. The problem about choice is that you can choose to practice how to love your family. But if you don't learn stewardship of private property, where there must be a portion of your treatment to your family that is extended to outdoor, regardless of them asking, you will naturally use the consequential pattern of treating other people as a collective. It is a principle. If you see your life as only me as a collective, it is a principle. If you see your life as only me and my family, when someone else also does something outside that provokes your anger or provokes your rebellion, you will naturally ascribe that same methodology of me and my family to he and his family. It's a byproduct. So if you want to fix that, you don't fix it by saying I will not ascribe this to people and their family. You fix it by focusing on one thing: stewardship of private property. Steward your love, steward your finance. Your family is not the only beneficiary of your love. You must have a love that is residual to the public, to your society, to elevate society, elevate your environment. Without their consent, they don't even need to ask you. They don't even need it. You just practice it. It's a byproduct of how we are as human beings, to elevate our society. That is the goal of creation in the first place. Elevate your environment. Instead of what did your ancestors do to us, it is what have you done? Because whether you like it or not, every one of us on earth today, we are ancestors for people to come. And the way you treat people today is a precursor to the way those people will also take that factor and say, you may say that the white people did this to you, but when you had the opportunity, your ancestors, the white man will tell you in the future, your ancestors also, they misused power. They wanted to finish all the whites with hatred. You hated them. You treated them unfairly. So why should we pay you back? So it becomes a cycle that bounces from generation to generation. If every nation is judged by what they've done historically in negatives, oppression, injustice, violence, there will be no nation that deserves support. We should remember the horrors of slavery, honor its victims, and condemn those who committed those crimes. But Christianity does not teach inherited personal guilt based solely on nationality. If Lionel Messi has committed no such crime, then it is neither theological nor logically consistent to condemn him or refuse to enjoy his football simply because of historical events involving people from his nation centuries ago. Justice requires judging people by their own actions, not merely by the ancestry or passport they possess. So yes, you can support your Argentina in peace. We are not excusing what they've done historically. We will hold them accountable. We will put our guards down. We will not let it repeat itself. But we don't hate you all the same. We're forgiving you, but we're not going to permit you to do it again. Our feet are on the ground, and that's how you live your life. Do not use selective judgment. Go in peace.